So, how to eat ice cream with diabetes, guys. Having diabetes doesn't mean saying goodbye to ice cream forever. Discover how to enjoy this delightful treat without compromising your health. And uncover the impact of ice cream on your blood sugar and the secrets to making the best choices for you as a diabetic. We're not all the same, so it's going to differ a little bit for everyone, guys. Ice cream, a beloved dessert, doesn't have to be off limits, guys, even if you're managing diabetes like me and you. Indeed, for many of the US, over 37 million people with diabetes and nearly 100 million with prediabetes, according to the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, dessert is still very much on the menu. What's the key here? Understanding how to enjoy ice cream in a way that keeps your blood sugar and your carbohydrate intake in check. So discover the balanced approach to this delightful treat in this video, guys. So my name is Mr. A1C. Although I do have a medical background, this is not a medical channel. This channel shares my diabetic journey with you and how I was able to reverse my diabetes diagnosis using common sense with a little bit of trial and error, guys, so you don't have to make the same mistakes as I did. And hopefully you too can reverse your diabetes diagnosis as well. So how does ice cream affect your blood sugar? Consuming foods high in carbohydrates, such as ice cream, can be difficult for individuals with diabetes due to potential increases in blood sugar levels, right? Everybody knows ice cream has sugar and stuff in it, right? Carbohydrates are converted into glucose or sugar within the body. Insulin, a hormone, typically maintains healthy blood sugar levels. So insulin is supposed to allow us to maintain healthy blood sugar levels, although it doesn't because we're diabetic. However, people with type 2 diabetes can develop insulin resistance, that's us guys, leading to prolonged high blood sugar. This can eventually cause harm to various body parts, as per the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, as I mentioned earlier, and may result in complications like heart disease, nerve damage, kidney disease, and vision problems, in addition to metabolic syndrome, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, which is a combination of all the things I just mentioned. So what's the big question here, right? The big question is, can we as diabetics eat ice cream? Well, consuming an excessive amount of simple carbohydrates and added sugar is not beneficial for anyone, and in particularly crucial for people like us with diabetes to prioritize complex carbohydrates that are rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Although treats with simple added sugars like ice cream can be occasionally enjoyed, mindful choices can aid in managing your blood sugar. In fact, ice cream can be incorporated into a balanced diet for people with diabetes, provided portion control is exercised and wise choices are made about the type of ice cream you're going to consume. For people with diabetes, ice cream can form part of a nutritious diet or can be part of a nutritious diet as long as they manage their proportions or your proportions and carefully select the type of ice cream you consume. So I eat ice cream, I eat pizza, I eat a lot of stuff. I eat desserts, all the stuff the doctor tells you you can't eat, I eat. And I've reversed my diabetes diagnosis. But there's a way to do it, and that's the difference. It's either you eat it or you don't eat it. Well, with me, I eat it, but you have to know how to do it. So today I'm going to explain to you guys how to eat ice cream if you're diabetic and feel good about it, not have to worry about things. So which is the best ice cream for diabetics? If you have diabetes, there are several factors to consider when selecting your ice cream. Given that diabetes patients have a higher risk of stroke and heart disease, as per the CDC again, it's essential to make lifestyle modifications. So this is not a diet you're on, it's a lifestyle change that we make as diabetics if we want to change our life for the better and still enjoy the great little things like ice cream and pizza in our lives. So lifestyle modifications including dietary choices that maintain stable blood sugar levels. And that's what I do, and that's what I'm trying to teach you guys how to do with my videos and or my one-on-one coaching, whichever you prefer. So here's what to consider. What should you prioritize? Opt for ice cream with lower added sugar and carbohydrates as those influence blood sugar. Some brands use non-nutritive sweeteners like erythritol, monk fruit, or stevia. I'm a big fan of stevia, which don't elevate blood sugar but may cause digestive issues in some people. Include things like nuts, which are abundant in protein, fiber, and healthy fats, and can slow down absorption time and mitigate blood sugar spikes. So what I do is I like Dairy Queen. So when I go to Dairy Queen, there's something called the Peanut Buster Parfait. And it's so good, but it has nuts in it. That's the peanut part of it. So I even follow my own advice, guys. And I eat it and I don't feel guilty. And guess what? My fasting blood sugar the next morning is good. So dietary guidelines for diabetes-friendly desserts suggest a serving size under 225 calories with no more than 2 grams of saturated fat, guys. 360 milligrams of sodium and about 30 grams of carbs or carbohydrate. So, however, since ice cream is higher in saturated fat, you can look for one with 3 grams or less per serving. So what do you minimize? You can limit the ice cream flavors with additional sources of sugar such as caramel and marshmallows and fudge topping and all the good stuff, sprinkles. I used to love sprinkles. I don't eat sprinkles anymore because all the sugar. However, if salted caramel is a favorite, get a smaller size. So in other words, like I said, I used to like sprinkles. If I'm going to have it with sprinkles, I need to get a smaller ice cream. Everything has to be done with a little bit of common sense and moderation. So how do we as diabetics incorporate ice cream into our healthy diabetic lifestyle? Meaning we still enjoy our lives. We're not feeling, abnormal like we are without the good things in life and the tasty foods in life. If diagnosed with diabetes, a shift towards lower carb and low sugar added foods is necessary, guys. But this doesn't mean removing ice cream from your diet. And that's why we're here today. So here are dietitian endorsed strategies for integrating ice cream into a diabetes friendly diet. Combine ice cream with some kind of protein. So if you've watched some of my videos, this is pretty much called the glycemic load. And if you don't know what that is, refer to some of my videos, you'll learn what that is. But that's so important as a diabetic for you to understand what glycemic index and glycemic load is. So you can make good choices when it comes to eating the foods that you want to eat and not say that I can't have ice cream, or I can't have this, or I can't have that. You can have it. You just have to be educated about it. So as ice cream has some protein, increasing its protein content decelerates or slows down the digestion and sugar absorption. And that's a common theme that we talk about on this channel. And I even tell you how to do it, guys. The slower you digest the food, the better blood sugar elevation you're going to have. We don't want to spike. We want to blunt it. We want to minimize. We don't want this in your postprandial blood sugar. We want this going up slowly, leveling off, and then dropping back down. Postprandial means after your meals. So whether as part of a meal or a high protein snack, blood sugar levels will be more controlled if ice cream is eaten with other fiber and protein rich foods rather than by itself. Nuts and seeds are great choices. That's why I have that peanut butter parfait like I tell you about at Dairy Queen. I love it and it's so good. Try to adhere to a single serving if possible. Serve a half-cup portion of ice cream into a small bowl instead of attempting to self-impose, a half pint or so. Also, you got to monitor your other carbs. At dinner, consume fewer carbs if ice cream is to be enjoyed afterwards. When it's part of a meal, make sure that you're aware of the ice cream's carbohydrate amount to maintain your meal's carbohydrate count at the recommended levels. So what that means is common sense. I watch my calories, I watch my protein, I watch my carbohydrates, I watch it all. My fats, everything. I watch it all. Does it mean you have to do it? No. I mean, eventually, I think if you're serious about reversing your diabetes diagnosis, you're going to do it anyway, because you're going to figure out that these are the things you have to just kind of keep an eye on. You don't have to really spend a lot of time on it. What I do is this. If I'm going to eat something I'm not supposed to eat, like ice cream, which I do have in the evening sometimes, and it's probably the worst time to have it, I try to minimize some of the other foods I eat for the day. So I try to knock down some of the carbohydrates and or calories that I'm going to be eating, so I have that space for the ice cream. So that's all that means. So you can create your own ice cream, guys. If you like to cook and you like culinary pursuits, make a low sugar ice cream at home. Very easy to make. And you can find recipes everywhere. So where you can regulate the added sugar or sweetener source such as stevia. If choosing ice cream for dessert, limit the amount of bread, pasta, potatoes during lunch or dinner, just like we just mentioned. Try to, make a space for that ice cream in your overall calorie, carbohydrate, protein, and fat total for the day. Women should aim for about 45 to 60 grams of carbs per meal, while men should go somewhere around 60 to 75. Obviously, that's going to differ from person to person. If you're finding value in my channel and my videos, please subscribe to this channel, comment on the video, and share it with someone that needs help with their blood sugar. Don't forget to participate in the community area on the channel as well so we can get to know each other. So consider these alternatives to ice cream. So do you have to eat ice cream? No, there's always alternatives. Take into account the following factors when seeking alternative dessert options. Carbohydrate servings. People with diabetes should be aware of their daily carbohydrate intake. That's a given. You have to. This is not, let's wing it and see what happens. No, it's not. You need to start using some common sense and approaching this from a process of elimination principle. A healthcare provider can help determine a carbohydrate limit and create a personalized diet plan. Not only a healthcare provider, but most healthcare providers are not really well versed in nutrition, in my experience. You got to see a dietitian, a nutritionist, a dietitian, someone that is actually taught about nutrition. Healthcare providers are not taught to the degree that we need them to be about nutrition. So the protein content in a dessert can help slow down the absorption of sugar in the bloodstream. And by the way, that healthcare provider information I made, I went to nursing school and I was not taught much about nutrition. So I'm speaking for myself as well. But I did learn it on my own by researching. So natural sweeteners, getting back to the topic here, although artificial sweeteners are widely available in many light and no added sugar ice cream options, it's advisable to avoid them. Consider these ready-made dessert alternatives as well. Frozen yogurt. So before I was able to eat ice cream, I haven't been able to eat ice cream for a long time, not because of diabetes, because I was not tolerant of the protein in the milk. And now I can again for some odd reason. But to get back on topic here, because I wasn't able to eat ice cream for so many years because of my allergy to milk, or what was in the protein in the milk, I used to have frozen yogurt. So frozen yogurt is another ready-made dessert alternative that you can have as well, because you may have the same problem I had. Although I can eat ice cream again now. I don't know why. My body's saying, you can have ice cream now, so I'm having it. Some individuals consider frozen yogurt and ice cream to be similar, while others see differences. Well, for me, it was similar. That's the best thing I could have done closest to ice cream, right? So opt in for fat-free frozen yogurt, which is healthier than some ice creams with high-fat content. However, carefully review the nutritional information on frozen yogurt packaging, as it may contain sugar levels equal to or even higher than ice cream. So again, like I mentioned in all of my videos, who cares what the packet says on the front? Look at the ingredients on the back and the amount of everything. In the United States, the first two ingredients are the most important ingredients. That means that particular item that you're going to eat has more of that than anything else. So take a look at that. Just because it's frozen yogurt, it does not mean it's healthy. You have to look at the packaging, because marketing will get you every time. So some other options. Pudding and gelatin, guys. Some sugar or fat-free versions of these desserts may still contain artificial sweeteners. Always check the nutritional facts to ensure that they fit into your daily diet, just like we talked about with frozen yogurt. So if you like pudding and gelatin, it's the same process. Look at the ingredients on the back and look at the content, the amount of those ingredients as well. You can also opt in for home-baked goods with stevia. Stevia is a natural zero-calorie sweetener, and it can be a good sugar substitute with baked goods like cookies, brownies, cakes, and more. Since stevia is much sweeter than regular sugar, less is needed to achieve the desired sweetness. However, keep in mind that stevia is still a processed sweetener, even in its natural form. And practice moderation when consuming these treats. So let me kind of give you a little caveat with stevia. If you buy stevia from the supermarket, and it's not the natural stevia, it's the commercialized stevia, they put maltodextrin in the stevia to cut the stevia. So in other words, stevia is so strong or so sweet compared to regular sugar, they have to cut it. So they have to add extra fillers so it's not too sweet, right? And maltodextrin raises your blood sugar. So be aware of that as well. I buy that and it has maltodextrin in it, but I don't eat stevia very often. But when I do, I go to the stevia in the cupboard. So what really matters here, guys? We're talking about ice cream. Although certain factors require attention, ice cream can be incorporated into a balanced diet, even if you have diabetes like us, guys. Moderation is key, and selecting an option with reduced fat and saturated fat, carbohydrates, and minimal or no added sugar is always advisable. That's a common sense approach to anything that we do here when it comes to being a diabetic. It's vital to remember that a healthy eating regimen also encompasses enjoyment, meaning You can be a diabetic and enjoy eating. Just use a little common sense. Cutting out all sweets such as ice cream could lead to stronger dessert cravings and potential overindulgence. And I can tell you that's true, because at first when I found out I was pre-diabetic and then I became diabetic, I cut everything out and I was so unhappy. I would cheat a little bit, and when I started cheating, I ate too much and then my blood sugar would be horrible. So you don't want to do that, because it could be dangerous, especially if you're, it depends where you are in your diabetic journey. If you're a severe diabetic, this is not a good thing to do. So instead, people with diabetes can incorporate ice cream into their diet plan by understanding carbohydrate servings and their impact on your particular blood sugar, right? So the impact on your blood sugar is what matters, because my impact is going to be different from yours. So if ice cream is one of your favorite desserts, it's acceptable to savor a bowl occasionally. So let me tell you, in the summertime, I love ice cream. I probably eat ice cream once a week in the summertime. So, I mean, it's up to you. You can give it a shot and see how that works for you. So adhere to a diabetes-friendly diet and heed other medical advice. Pay attention to what your medical provider is telling you, but keep in mind that your medical provider does not know everything under the sun about diabetes. They just know what they were taught in medical school. Unless your medical provider has had diabetes and has overcome diabetes themselves, they cannot speak to the things that we speak to in this channel. They can only tell you what they've been taught in school, which may or may not work. So seek the advice of your medical provider, such as engaging in regular exercise and sufficient sleep, because exercise and sleep are very important, not just for us diabetics, but for anyone. So what are some common questions with regard to, ice cream and desserts and things like that, and blood sugar control? How much ice cream can you consume if you have diabetes? Trying to stick to a half-cup portion and enjoying it shortly after a meal is a smart approach to incorporating ice cream into your diet. And why would I tell you do it right after a meal? I bet you already know. Glycemic load, right? Let the food that you're eating, if it's a healthier food for you as a diabetic, offset the bad stuff in the ice cream, so you're able to enjoy that ice cream without feeling guilty. And I want you to, because I do, and I don't feel guilty at all. So what type of ice cream is suitable for diabetics or people with diabetes? Try to choose ice cream with fewer calories, reduce saturated fat and carbohydrates, folks, and minimal or no sugar if you can get that, right? No sugar. If you're going to get something sweet and it doesn't have sugar, but it has stevia, a monk fruit, or something like that, that's a better choice. Can individuals with diabetes consume ice cream sandwiches? Occasionally indulging in an ice cream sandwich is acceptable, but verify the nutrition labels to select a healthier alternative. The problem with ice cream sandwiches for us diabetics is this: it's not the ice cream for the most part. Well, it is, depending on what brand you get and what the ingredients are. But the worst part is the stuff that they're sandwiching the ice cream with, right? I don't know what that is, but that stuff is super sweet. So just to clarify, individuals with diabetes can indeed consume ice cream, guys. So don't ever feel bad about it. Do it. Use a little common sense. Be happy. Stabilize your blood sugar. And keep watching my videos, guys. Despite beliefs held by some individuals outside the diabetes community, an ice cream sundae or waffle cone occasionally will not harm us diabetics. These treats aren't the reason for diabetes, and relishing some ice cream on special occasions doesn't mean that I am endorsing unhealthy eating habits, although I'm endorsing your happiness. So you can be happy, you can eat ice cream, you can eat desserts, watch my videos, you'll learn how to do it, and you'll be safe about it. You'll be controlling your blood sugar, and you'll feel like a regular person, not just a diabetic anymore, having to eat all of this weird food and not enjoying the good stuff in life. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some value out the video. If not, check out the other videos on my channel, guys. It will help you and other diabetics be a little bit happier and figure out what's going on with your blood sugar and how to control that blood sugar. I'll see you later. Have a good day.